think this late in the season, you're trying not to be overly analytical. I can um, I can write a or come up with a litany of things that I feel like we need to get better at. But I thought the key tonight was our half-court man-to-man defense. I thought was outstanding. Um, that's a good team. There's a reason. There's a reason they're 18-8, and was their they were 7-6 in the conference. They beat a lot of good teams this year. They have a good team, really, really good front line. But the strength of our team is guarding people in the half court. The strength of their team is their rebounding. It's one of the better rebounding teams in the nation. We're a really good rebounding team. Our point guard play was outstanding for 40 minutes. Galen's really good at what Galen does. Dejan's really good at what Dejan does. They allow us to, for 40 minutes, keep pressure at the point of attack. Dejan's defense is improving. He still has a ways to go there. Been 6'5" and 180 pounds. He's going to get bigger and stronger as he goes. That's the thing about being a freshman, sophomore. He just hasn't spent enough time here with us. But, we could have played better, but 26-1, 13-1 in the conference. We'll move on to the next game.
Coach, your block started 11-0 run. Obviously, you would like to. How would you prefer rather than just get started on the defensive end and just start a blitzkrieg like y'all had tonight?
Yeah, we. Usually a game's an extension of how you practice. That's the great thing about having Corey and Galen. When we scrimmage, that's how we score a lot of our baskets is in transition. We're constantly running to that three-point line, and sometimes we run to the deep corners. Sometimes we run free throw line extended to the wings, and sometimes we trail to the slot. But Galen's constantly has his antennas out for where Corey and Armani are. I mean, those two guys are elite transition three-point shooters. But I agree with what you said. Usually when we get clean rebounds, the game got a little spotty tonight. I think we're up 19 with 3-something to go, and it just seems like they went to the free throw line every possession after that. Ever how I feel about this game 2 weeks from now, I won't even remember it. But defense and clean rebounds usually triggers our runs.
Coach, you look at what's happening in college basketball. This time of year, Nevada loses, Duke loses. Do you talk to your team about that? What's been how you maintained your consistency?
No, we don't mention other teams, and not because I don't know why I would. I mean, these guys, they watch TV. If Duke loses, they don't need me to tell them. Or what other teams are doing. I think we have a great ability to compartmentalize who we are and what we do. We watch film and we practice, and we've been doing this since October. We drove over to Fort Worth in end of October. I don't remember the date, but had a scrimmage with one of the Big 12 schools, and once we got that on film, that's kind of been our routine. Nothing's really changed with us. I mean, the question you asked is a great question, but look at it's a question based on what we're doing. What's different now is the questions that we're being asked because, we're 26-1 and we're ranked 9th in the nation. But we're having to answer those questions, but we haven't done anything different. But this team is capable of losing games. We're not invincible. I still remember the last minute of that game against Rio Grande Valley when one of their kids missed a three and Galen made a three. You flipped to both of them, would have lost that one. Okay, so we're 12-1 in non-conference with a bad loss. You know, we wouldn't be the only team in that situation. You know, in conference play, you know, we've just played. Most nights we play good enough to win, but we're always working at it to get better. You know, we're trying to get better. How do we get better? I think when your focus is that instead of the other stuff. You know, if I'm gonna give them messages, it's you know, when I go home and I take this film apart and I make notes and I come in with our coaches meeting tomorrow, and then when I meet with them on Monday morning to film, nothing's gonna be talked about other than what Corey's got to do to get better, what Dejan's got to do to get better. Chris, Bryson, Breon, where are your offensive rebounds? I think when we focus on the right things, I think we'll continue to improve, and that's what your goal should be this time of year.
Kelvin Brian Gregory came in here. First thing he said was that even being asked.
Oh, you still haven't got a camera yet?
Yeah, right.
You got one? Well, who's your camera guy?
Wave at him, would you please?
I was just worried about his
I'm ambidextrous.
Fox News having to send the dude with the
It happens
cell
sometimes.
phone camera.
So Brian Gregory comes in here and he says, I'm used to it, Corey. Brian comes in here and he says right off the bat, it's as good a defensive team as there is in the country. And then when asked about your team specifically, call it a Final Four caliber team. What do you think about all this stuff?
That's neither here nor there to me. There's probably 15 Final Four caliber teams. You know, there's not 4 of them. There's maybe 20. You know, I was watching LSU and Tennessee this morning. Both those guys are Final Four caliber. Cincinnati's Final Four caliber. So we're just one of many teams like that. So I appreciate Brian saying it.
What about saying you're as good a defensive team as there is in the country?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that too. We're the best defensive team he's played against. I'm sure that's what he meant. So, but I take it as a compliment. He hasn't played against every team in the country, so he may not know who the best defensive team is. You know, he hasn't played against Texas Tech's defense. So if he played against Texas Tech and he went in the press conference after the game and said, that's the best defense we played all year.
Are you even, we've asked this question several different ways, are you even a little amazed at what your record is right now, what you guys are doing to this point?
What's our record, Mark?
26-1, right?
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Really good.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good. No, I'm proud of our program, but I just don't think no one has a perspective on this unless you were here 5 years ago. You don't understand. It's amazing how many people that picked up this in the last year or two. You know, look at what we're doing, but to really, 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 really understand what this program has done, you would have to have been here in 2014 and saw where we started. And for that, I'm proud of that. I'm more proud of that than the record.
Dejan, how do you know Alvin Kamara, and what were you guys sort of joking and saying to each other there?
That's just somebody I met through mutual friends. Well, he was really close with my cousin that passed away, and I met him soon as he got drafted to the Saints. Got drafted to the Saints, and from there we just gained a relationship and just kind of bonded, and he just kind of taking me under his wing, you know, kind of mentoring me because he took the same route as I took, going to a school, transferring to a JUCO, and then coming back and having success at another college. So we just kind of have like similar stories. So we just kind of bonded, and as we just like close friends now.
What is it, you know, mean to you when he says he came to watch you? I mean,
it's great. We have a lot of people that come in here and watch us. So you know, it's from a friend perspective more than a star come and see you, really. So it's thank you for coming, watch us play.
But he came here specifically to support you.
Because we're friends, but he came to see the team too, because he haven't seen the team in person. So you know, he probably came to see the atmosphere in the Fertitta Center also. So thank you for coming, Alvin, man.
Did you know he was going to be here?
Yeah, we talked early in the week, and he told me he was coming. Told me show out. You know,
Hey,
that's really it.
Corey, late in the first half, they pulled within one, and you guys kind of do what you do. You hit some threes, maybe extended, and then right after halftime, you guys went on that run to start it. Can you kind of take us through, them when they got that close and kind of how you guys took, took it, not advantage, but just took control there to try to, turn things around?
I mean, honestly, we're just a gritty team. Like, when we get in situations like that, we just somehow, some way, just always find a way to make the right plays, get the right defensive stops, get a rebound, hit some threes. I mean, it always falls in our favor. But I think that all comes down to us playing as hard as we usually play. So, I mean, it all worked out for us.
Corey, how have you guys been able to keep this, remarkable consistency? You see other, teams, stumbling here and there. What's been that for you guys?
Honestly, there's only one answer to that, and that's sitting to the left of me. Coach Sampson does an amazing job of keeping us humble, keeping us hungry, and focused on every day in front of us. I think we do a good job of that.